right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, alpha traders. Here we are, Thursday, next episode of Crypto and Clown World. And let me ask everybody a question. As a volatility trader, why do we take our profits? That's why we take our profits, ladies and gentlemen, because Bitcoin is very volatile, right? Very, very, very volatile. This is why you don't swing trade Bitcoin, right? You trade low time frame volatility, specifically the 15-minute. I mean, I'm looking. If I would have been actively trading, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 7 good trades on the 15-minute yesterday. Probably, I would say, probably about 15, 20 trades on the 5-minute. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. And look at today, right? 2 nice down moves. The rest of it, this would have been, I'll tell you what, if you were able to catch this move, you think this wrecks some traditional TA guys? We all see what happened here? Look at this candle. This thing opens up below the weekly range. Hammers to the top side $1,000 and then dumps, let's see, 40.3. Hammers up 1,000 and then dumps almost 2K. Huh, what is this white cross line here? That's the 95.4 Laplace distribution range to the downside on the yesterday's daily candle. Price action, halt right at it. Why? There was a 95.4% chance that was going to happen. Sometimes you get a wick through, right? It didn't even wick through. And this blue cross line, that's a second standard deviation normal distribution. Another 95.4% level. Stopped right there. Then ran back up to the top side into the weekly range. Right? And look what's happened. Here's the new daily price action volatility range. I just started looking at the charts. That's about exactly where I would have put it. Bitcoin's data set not only opened up below the weekly, but it definitely opened up below the daily. And the bottom side of that daily price action volatility range is at the top side of the daily 68.3 Laplace distribution range. Tell you what, just like I said over here, ball is in the Bulls' court. Did they take that ball and really go slam dunk the Bears? No, they didn't. They just let off the gas. Bears do what bears do. They get drunk on honey and they push this damn thing right back down. So, right now, ball is in the Bears' court. If the Bulls, if the Bears don't defend this area right here, right, that price action's going to be back up inside the weekly range. The Bulls can push this thing right back up to the top side again. So we'll see what happens when this price action gets up here. Let's say 39.7 area. And I would imagine if that's going to get tested, it's going to happen here pretty damn quick. We'll go over to the regular trading chart, look at some statistical indicators, and see if that's a chance here real shortly. First, though, let's pop over here. Now, I talked about this literally first day of the week. We were working that first day, if you remember correctly. There's the move right there. Okay. Right here. That is the top side of the weekly 68.3 Laplace distribution range, where this price action went up to on Monday. Then it dumped out. Where did it dump out to? The bottom side of the weekly 68.3 Laplace distribution range. These data sets aren't stopping here for no damn reason. Not only was this the bottom of the weekly range, too. The bottom of the new weekly range lined up perfectly with the top side of the 68.3 Laplace. Okay, on the weekly as well. When you see that kind of stuff happen, that was a no-brainer. That rejection right there. Then, right? Look what happens on Tuesday. We just go sideways. And I was talking in the stream going, hey guys, we're going to have a super tight price action volatility range tomorrow. Price action's probably going to move. We're going to have a tight daily range saying that day is going to trend, but the weekly overall is saying Bitcoin is going to range. And I specifically remember telling everybody when we had that doji on Monday, right? We had a perfect little doji on the weekly candle in between the 68.3 Laplace, in between about 40K and 37,750. Okay, where we're at again, right in between them. But I said either Bitcoin this entire week is probably going to range either between the bottom of the weekly 68.3% Laplace distribution range and the first standard deviation normal distribution to the top side, or it's going to range in between the top side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range and the first standard deviation to the downside. And I also said we could actually range in between the weekly 1SDs. The downside's at 35.2. If Bitcoin decides to drop and we really start hammering down, 35.2. Let's see something here, and then since we got a new daily, 35.9. I'll tell you where it's at though. The weekly S1 is right above the first standard deviation to the downside on the weekly candle, and it's lining up perfect with the S1 of the weekly price action volatility range. So we could have just that massive range in between the 1SDs, or Bitcoin bounces from where we're at right now and works its way right back up to the top side again. Or we just mess around. We mess around the next few days, right, in that range. Now, it's like one thing I did say, I was like, I can guarantee you 100% Bitcoin's either going up or Bitcoin's going down. That's the only guarantee I'll ever give you, because that's what a volatile asset does. Right? It moves up and down with all its volatility and just wrecks retail traders because they don't know what they're doing. Right? They don't know how to trade volatility. It's literally one of the hardest ways to trade. But when you figure it out and you learn how to trade, guys, you're trading with the algos. You're running with the big sharks. Right? You're not a minnow anymore in that shark tank. I've said this time and time before, that when you jump in that low time frame shark tank, there are massive, big mechanical great white sharks swimming around, and they are fucking eating everything alive. Those are the HFT algorithms, right? When you learn how to volatility trade, you're jumping in that tank. You're a flesh and blood great white shark. They see you and they're like, hey, what's up, bud? You hungry? Right? And you run with the big sharks. You're always on the side of the trade with the algos. That's where you want to be at. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They're going to come from traditional technical analysis and they're going to be like, well, I got this great edge and I got this, that, and the other. And do you know there's literally been not even a handful of people where I would ask them over the years, if your edge is so great, I want to see your P&L. Show me your P&L if your edge is so great. All right? Crickets. Only a couple people have ever showed me. And I remember over in another Discord years ago, I was hammering another guy, right? A so-called guy teaching trading psychology course. What's this? Y'all know who I'm talking about. So, just to shut me up, he showed the P&L. Right? What was that P&L? You guys remember? 0.38. That was his winning edge. Winning 0.38, right? 3 to 4 trades out of 10. What the hell, man? That's horrible. But he's a winner, right? Same guy that literally stole the strat I put together and started selling that strategy. Selling bullshit psychological trading courses. And then selling my freaking traditional TA strat that I put together way back in the day. And the only reason it worked is because I was using the correct math with it, right? Everybody knows I like the 369 philosophy. Everything I do is based on those numbers. So I was able to put together a pretty strong strategy. But I was a winner because I took my profit. That's the only way you're going to win. You can't be emotionally attached to the trade. You got to take your profit. And if the trade turns against you, get out of it. Just ditch it. Oh, okay. Take a minimal loss. That's all you got to do. Successful trader. In my book, when you start doing those three things, you are a professional trader. Especially if you're using the correct tool bag. If you're trading using volatility, probability, and statistics. If you trade, especially if you trade using the alpha trading system, and you don't let yourself get emotionally attached to your trades, and you take your profit and limit your losses, buddy, pat yourself on the back. You're a professional trader. You keep doing that, you'll be working for yourself. Right? That's what you will be doing. You will be trading. Now, it's not an easy job. The trading's the easy part. The toll it takes on you is the hard part. It's mentally straining. Right? It's easy to implement. Right? The alpha trading system when you learn how to use it, but it will drain you. That's why I'm taking a nice long break. But I'll be getting back after it. Trust me. Trust me. So anyway, I'm eating ginger too. That's what I'm chewing on. If everybody's wondering. And yeah, I bought it at Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's should be paying Bilbo. Somebody sent him a letter and be like, man, there's this guy on YouTube. He talks about your food every day. They're going to be like, oh yeah, how many views do you get? And you'll be like, oh, like 25 a video. Woo! Anyway, we don't care about the views. We don't care about the clicks. That's not how we make money. We trade, man. We trade. All right, let's see here. Look at this price action. And I even talked about this. I talked about this happening. I was like, now, on this 4-hour chart, is Bitcoin just going to roll over again? This is just a mini version of what happened here. I mean, look at it. It's identical. So what's going to happen? I mean, once again, we're back. We were literally above the power mean band. There's a massive battle going on right now, right? There's a massive battle. Every time the bulls get a little juice, man, these bears are just, woof, they're coming back big time. Let me go back up here. Let's go on the daily. Look at the ultimate power mean. Look at this daily. Wow, full backfill on that daily candle, man. That is just brutal. That's why I really think that today, what is that? 38.7-ish. 38.7. What's that one SD at? 37.5. I could literally see us run down here to the first standard deviation and then maybe close back up above the daily S1 here, and that's what 37.9. Because usually when you get a daily candle like this and it pulls up a little bit, you're going to want to, usually these algos, man, they're going to push down and retest that wick. Right? They're usually going to come down here and retest that wick. That's just the way things work. And 38.5. Let me look at that one more time, actually. Tell you what, it's really not that far down, but it would not shock me to get a wick down here at all. I mean, right? Pretty much did a 2 SD move. And where's my Laplace? Let me reload this chart, guys. I see it's got a little red exclamation mark. It's like, where? I felt naked without my Laplace distribution. Bilbo, naked Bilbo running through the Shire. There he goes. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, boom, it's right there. A retest of that wick, which is where? Right here. Would not be a bit surprised. So today's downside 68.3 Laplace is matching up with yesterday's 95.4. Yes, it is. It wouldn't maybe come down, test that, and then bounce back up to test the daily range. Let's take a peek over here. See what's going on intraday. Okay, we just started a new 4-hour candle of the new day. And right before we started recording, I was talking about how Bitcoin was setting up this hidden bull divergence. The returns oscillator has went all the way back up to the top side with hardly any movement back up to the top. You had this one, like second 4-hour candle of the day, right? It popped a little bit, but Nothing. So the way this is looking, especially keep an eye on the variance. Let's see if this variance, if we start to get a move to the downside, you'll probably see this go negatively correlated. You have positively correlated volatility and it is contracting. You have the Z-score of historical volatility coming down and it's heading up in a positive correlation. The entropy is starting to drop back down into trend and it's correlated to the downside. The entropy percentile is expanding a little bit. At the end of the day, it was positively correlated. Right? It's still sloping up. It just, with this little like $100 pop we just got, it turned back up. If you see this go negatively correlated, you're going to see this entropy percentile start to expand, negatively correlated, and we'll probably make that move to the 68.3 to the downside first. But this is why we don't trade the 4 hour. We got to drop down. We got to see what's going on. And the returns oscillator on the 90-minute. If we get a bounce here on the zero mean, there's going to be some hidden bull div. There's hidden bull div on the log return Z-score, and there's hidden bull divergence on the DLP, the deviation log pro, right? That is log returns weighted with deviation. So it's what happened here with this outlier on the 90-minute when we got this move to the top side. It literally, the log return Z-score popped up above the 99% confidence interval. When that happens, it's usually going to make its way down to the other side, which it did. And this last move right here, down the side, look, I mean, no downside price action for that to happen. In my opinion, that's a little bullish. So the 4 hour, what I was reading on the 4 hour, this is why you drop down the 90-minute. 90 minutes telling me something different. 90 minutes telling me we're probably going to go up and test that daily range first. Let's see, and look at the historical volatility Z-score. Had an outlier, right? The historical volatility Z-score, I mean, look how far it has dropped below the 99% confidence interval with not even hardly any, just a few $100s of a price drop. That's pretty bullish in my opinion. And on the 90-minute, the volatility is contracting, negatively correlated. If this expansion on the percentile of entropy continues to expand, you're going to want to see this correlation head up, right? You can see as the price fluctuates, now it's down, expanding, right? Watch this correlation pop. But once again, right, this is going to be a little slower than what's going on the 45-minute. See what's happening over here. Now that is not good. That is not good, what I'm seeing. First, I'll start over here with the entropy percentile. It's fully expanded pretty much, almost fully expanded. And just went into positive correlation at the top of the expansion. You want to see it down here expanding, right? So when this expansion, this little down move on the 45, it was contracting while it was, right? It was heading into negative correlation while it was expanding and price came down. But unlike the 90, right? The 90 minutes all the way down, look, the log return Z-score is all the way to the top side again, and we really have not moved back up, especially we haven't even got above the reverse wave trend after dropping below it. Look at the 45. What's stifled? Remember on that wick, right? The wick, that's a 15-minute candle inside the 45-minute. Look what stifled it. Reverse wave trend on the 45-minute. Whoop! Right back down, right? Up 1,000, down 2. Incredible. And this wick, where this wick gets stifled by. Donk. That is actually is that the 33? No, that's the 99. That's the 99 length. Variance log moving average. And right now, boy, the 33 is trying to cross down to 99. Bulls better wake up. All right. You're going to want to see that 33 find support on that 99. Price action to the top side. This 45-minute candle, if that can turn into a nice big volatile bullish hammer, that's good. Maybe we push back up and get above the reverse wave trend. 39.8, huh? Look, It's right at about the 68.3. Top side, Laplace distribution on the daily, and it's right at the bottom of the daily range. So this is an area where Bitcoin's going to have to close some 15-minute candles up in this range and then have to work its way back through all this macro volatility, all this macro price action volatility that's above Bitcoin right now. Going to have to do exactly what it did back here. Tough road to hoe. We'll see if they can do it. Up in the air though right now, right? Let's see here. I think I'll stick out. DLP is starting to pop back to the top side. That whole run's kind of some weak bull, to be honest. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, there's hidden bull on the returns oscillator on the 45, and there's some weak bull on the DLP. There's actually a little bit of weak bull on the Fisher as well. But this I don't like, right? This I don't like. Keep an eye on the variance. But obviously, so 4 hour, 90 and 45, I'm trying to get a bias. What side of my scalps do I want to allocate my whole account? Right? And when I counter trend, I'm only use a quarter or a third of my account. That's what a volatility trader's figuring out at the beginning of a new intraday trading. Trying to figure out, use the 4 hour, the 90 and the 45. Try to get a nice bias, understand how to read that. See, I can do this all day long. I can teach you how to read these indicators. I cannot teach you how to create a workflow for yourself and how to understand when you're looking at a 40 or a 4 hour, a 90 minute and a 45 minute, how to interpret that. Everybody's going to interpret it differently, right? And the only way to know is when your P&L starts going up, man. You'll be like, okay, I'm starting to read this. This is where we're trading. This is where we're trading, the 15-minute and the 5-minute, right? This is where all the money's made. This is where the algos are creating all the volatility. I don't care what market it is. This is where they're at. They're not up here. You think the algos are swing trading Bitcoin? You think the algos trading macro time frame? You think they're trading the monthly chart or the weekly chart or the daily chart or the 12 hour or the 4 hour? No, they're not. They're not at all. And I got a newsflash for you. Those algos create literally about 90% of the liquidity in the markets. Do you think they're even looking at 4 hour volatility charts or anything? No, they're the one creating the volatility. They don't have to look at it. This is why we created these indicators. This is what gives you insight into what they are thinking. They are computer freaking programs, right? Now they're programmed by humans. What are those humans programming those algos with? Volatility, probability, and statistics. You create a set of indicators that reflects those, and boom, there you go. Now you got to learn how to read them. You can get a little insight onto what these algos are thinking. That's your job as a professional trader. If you're not doing that, you're a gambler. That's all you're doing is gambling. If you're using leverage, you're a gambler, right? And they know how big a degens people are. That's why they offer leverage. 100%. Oh, let's see here on the 15. There's some weak bull div on the 15. little bit of weak bull. Only on the returns oscillator. Yep, only on the returns oscillator. Let me see. Yeah, see, I'm not doing anything right now. Why? So volatility is fully expanded on the 15-minute. Entropy percentile, pretty much fully expanded on the 15-minute. Yep. And there's no strong divergence to either direction, right? Clean. Returns oscillator is pretty clean right now. So is the log return z-score. Another reason, we're down here on the 15-minute. Log return z-score is just floating in between the confidence intervals. The freaking returns oscillator is right by the zero mean. All right, like I said, entropy and volatility percentiles, they're both pegged to the top side. I'm not even remotely interested in a trade right now. I don't even have to go to the 5-minute. I can tell by the 15, right? So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a like a massive volatility drop off the cliff scenario where the next 15-minute candle just slams to the downside. Right, and then you see maybe the log return z-score pop down to the bottom side of these confidence intervals, right? See a little rejection right here off of the zero mean back to the downside, create some sort of bull or bear or bull or hidden bull divergence. That's what I'm looking for, 100%. Like right now, if this were to come up, reject, and then turn back up right here and we get a lower low on price action, create some bull div, then I'm going to be looking at the volatility and the entropy percentile. I want to see what's getting ready to happen because I see what's setting up. I see the deviation bands. They're starting to squeeze price action a little bit, right? I see everything coming together. All the variance log moving averages, right? Look at the power mean band. It's totally flipped bullish again. But I'm not interested yet in a trade. Nothing is sparking my interest if I were trading right now. There's just everything's like halving for me. Everything's chilling right now. It's like it's not even on a launch pad or anything. Volatility has already expanded. And that volatility, it pulled back a little bit. It was just at 100%. It pulled back to an 83. But still, right? I'm looking for this. I'm looking for volatility contraction. I'm looking for this, right? And you talk about a hard move right here. Holy mercy. I mean, what a tremendous fake out. What a tremendous fake out. That thing literally pumped to the top side as volatility was expanding, negatively correlated. And everybody's like, oh, that indicator doesn't work. Oh, really? It ran way up and then just dumped 2K. It only ran up 1K. Then it just dumped 2K. I mean, that was a wrecking ball right there, man. Holy mercy. Holy mercy. Hard trade right there. Hard trade. For sure. That would have been one of those things where you get in on that trade right here. You are when that thing starts pumping like that, buddy, you're taking profit right here. You're taking profit on the bottom side of that first standard deviation. That's where you're taking profit. You're not messing around up here. We know there's a lot of volatility up here. Who I would not even have thought that price action probably would have got past, right? If anything, I would have front run the bottom of that monthly, right? Which where would it got tongue tied? Where would that have been at? The bottom side of the 1SD, right? Like 30, even 40K, right about 40K, maybe even a little bit below, like 39.90. 39.90. So if you're in this trade right here, if you saw something special, I'm sure if you see this happen on the 15, something on the 5-minute probably sparked your attention. You're in this trade. Say you got in, even on the close right there. We're talking about a $600 move, quick, even $500, bam, bam. And if that was with your bias, right? If your bias was to allocate your entire account to your long scalps, and say you were trading with 3 Bitcoin. Hello? You just made $1,500 in probably 5 to 10 minutes. Volatility traders' dream But look what happens if you do not know where to take profit. Right? This isn't some magical fucking 21 length exponential moving average or something stupid. These are distribution levels, price action volatility ranges. People see this. Do you really think people trading that didn't know where these areas were? Do you think they had enough time? They're marketing out. I'm immediately setting a take profit limit order. I would have probably even front ran that, right? That's why I said 39.90. Right up in here. Front run that bottom side of that 1SD just a little bit. You set a limit sell. Limit sell. But that would have been a little confusing because that 15-minute, you saw it. That volatility was expanding big time, negatively correlated. That was a freaking algo fake out from whoa. Bam, bam. Look how fast that happened. Let's even go. Let me see something real quick. What would be the best to do this on? Right here. Okay, what time was it? 05:30. And of course, when did that happen? Pre-market. Pre-market for traditional. They're just having fun with the retailers, man. Holy mercy. There it is right there. That was one 5-minute candle, the top side. So you're down there getting your entry on the 5-minute. Man, boom. Your profit was right. Right about there. Right about there. So you rode that baby. Take your profit. And if you were quick and you really, now on the 5-minute, you probably would have saw that. So maybe you're lucky enough when you're taking your profit, say you're 3 Bitcoins long, you set that, you're selling 6. You're flipping that trade. Now this takes time. You don't want to wreck yourself. Because if you do that, you got to be real careful and you got to not be emotionally attached at all. Because if that continues to go, you got to get out. Which that might not, if I would have taken that at right around a little under 40K, I might have probably got out of that if I would have flipped it. But then boom, look what happened. Just think if you'd have caught that perfect and flipped that trade right back down to the downside. Crazy profits. Crazy. But that's why you want to drop down. Look at that same move. That one 15-minute candle, that was a 5-minute. That was 3 5-minute candles. One up, 5 minutes. Could have made like $1,500 on that 5-minute candle right there. God knows, hell, you could have made $3,000 on the way down. But this is, man, it takes a lot of practice to trade like that. So let's see here. So if I'm looking at this 5-minute right now, the reverse Fisher is pretty strong. We just got a nice bounce off it down there too. This baby could pop. This baby could pop. Let's see here. Yeah, man. There was a bunch of bull div building. Bunch of bull div building all over the place. Whole move down right here. All bull div. So this thing probably will pop. Let's see. Excuse me. Hiccuping. Jesus. Yeah, I went and ate In-N-Out Burger with a buddy. Oh, Jesus. Let's see here. Let me see. Yeah, it could be imminent. 39.7, maybe a little $400 pop. Maybe a little $400 pop. Because we're going into the end of the time here. Oh, I'm getting blown up. Getting blown up. Let me see. Let's look at SPY real quick. Like yesterday, right? It was a good move for SPY. And I told you this area needs to be tested up here. Is it going to be tested? Let's see what happens tomorrow. The end of the day for SPY was pretty bullish, right? Look where it rejected from, right? Right, the center of the daily price action volatility range. Right at where? That is the weekly first support level for the weekly price action volatility range. that is flipped into resistance for that volatility range. I'll tell you what, this will get tested tomorrow if you see a bullish pre-market, right? You see SPY pop up, right? Maybe opens up at 429, like 4 points above or something. You could see a quick run up, but in my opinion, because we know about price action volatility ranges, the new daily is going to be right here. So either SPY has a mild pre-market, comes down and uses that daily range to bounce off of to go test the bottom of the weekly before the weekly close, or you have a bullish pre-market, it opens up around 428, 429 area, it pumps up and then goes bearish going into the end of the week and ends up closing down around the daily. Those are the two scenarios that are probably going to happen. Don't you love that? I love to do it like that. I don't want anybody following anything. I don't like saying this is exactly what's going to happen and then have some freaking somebody online going, oh man, well, you got me wrecked. Like number one, there's not too many people that trade the way I do. I highly recommend not doing it. I'm a unique individual. It's taken me years to figure out how to do it. Everybody is going to interpret these charts differently. So I'm going to give you two scenarios. Like I always say, SPY could go up or SPY could go down at first. But either way, I'm pretty sure this area is going to be tested. 432 range. If not, that's going to be an untested weekly range going into next week. So maybe it goes up, test it next week. But I'm thinking because of this bullish ending here and price action closed above where the new daily is going to be, like I said, it's either going to pump first, you're going to have a bullish pre-market, test that area, then pull back at the weekly close to test that daily range, or it's going to have no pre-market action, and it's just going to dump down, test that new daily, and then pop up and test it, and be bullish going into next week. Those are the two scenarios I'm looking for sure. Let's check out our NASDAQ E-mini futures. Let's see how this wraps up tonight. This is going to give you a lot of insight of what's going to happen to SPY in the morning. And Bitcoin and these markets, they're still pretty correlated. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in NASDAQ. If by the time pre-market opens up and you see NASDAQ up above its new daily 68.3 dicking around up here, you're going to see SPY have a bullish pre-market probably. Then you'll probably see NASDAQ come up and test the bottom of its weekly range that never got tested. Actually, I'll tell you what, NASDAQ did test. NASDAQ got a nice test. That's close enough. So NASDAQ did test, unlike SPY. Remember, SPY immediately dumped out. Didn't even give it a chance. So yeah, so maybe it does a 1SD instead of it, because that does not need to be tested. But if you see it open up above here, and then SPY have a bullish pre-market, you'll probably see a NASDAQ do a 1SD move, 13,869 area or something. Have a nice little day. Yet to be seen. That's going to wrap it up, though, for today. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, we are Alpha Trading. We trade volatility, probabilities, and statistics, and we'd love to teach people to do the same. The link to our Discord is in the description. If you click that link and you come into our Discord, check out the shop channel. There's 2 levels to our Discord that grants you access to get beyond the paywall. Yes, there's a paywall. We got to keep out the riffraff. There's a lot of haters out there. We don't like dealing with them. So the lower level, pennies. Don't smoke a pack of cigarettes a week and you're in the Alpha Trading Discord. Right? I mean, it's freaking cheap. But But both levels get you some sort of access. The higher level gets you full access to the alpha trading system. The lower level, you get a few indicators, right? Get your feet wet, get in the Discord, see what everybody's talking about it, see if you like what's going on, right? Yeah, I mean, you can come in for a month. We don't care, right? Open up a support ticket. You can ask us any questions you want. We're a friendly crew. So ask away, if you want to see some examples, right? We can hang out in the waiting room chat and we can answer all your questions for you. And I want to thank all you guys for watching live in the Discord and tolerating me. And other than that, wherever you live out on this big, beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. We will see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you guys.